All right, time now is 11:45 a.m. in the morning on May 3rd, May 4th, May 5th. I slept from 2:15 to 11:10. Uh, so that is like 9 hours almost, and that's pretty amazing. That's pretty fantastic. I woke up naturally. I feel really good about it. Um, there's that. um, so today, hopefully, it's gonna be a rather chill day. Of course, last night I ran out of time again. I was gonna watch A Taxi Driver, the Korean film, but I went through maybe 20 minutes and I almost fell asleep again. I have to go to bed. I just have to. There's literally nothing I can do. There's college homework. I can't do it because I'm too sleepy. There's I did edit a college video. I did edit a YouTube video, but that's it. I'm just too tired to do anything else. Today hopefully I get to finish all those things. I want to finish The Virgin. I'm so close to finishing it. I'll edit a couple Japan videos. I'm not gonna film any reviews because today it's just gonna be Japan videos. Maybe if I can, I'll film a review for my Hong Kong channel, for my Cantonese channel, because it's been a while there. Um, Maybe I will. I really don't know. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I'll probably edit my short film. Just stuff and things. Just be done with things. Hopefully today. My fucking roommates are doing the dishwasher again. It hasn't even been a week, but they keep using up plates. They keep using up plates and bowls. It's so fucking annoying. And they have to do the dishwashing in the morning. I gotta use them too. Alright, anyways, I'll figure this shit out. Uh, yeah, my face is so full of acne. I don't know what the fuck's happening to me. I feel like this isn't just acne. This is like viral infection, I feel like. I don't really know. But I look awful. I just, like, anyone who likes looking at me must be insane because I look like a terrible person. I look so fucked. Uh, but yeah, I may go back to CMD today just to retrieve my umbrella. But now that I'm thinking about it, maybe not. Maybe I'll go tomorrow because tomorrow they're doing this 2001: A Space Odyssey screening. So maybe I'll go tomorrow. Also, if I go tomorrow, I may run into the Indian professor, which would be great because I really want to run into him. Um, um, yeah, essentially there's that. Um, no answer from Leslie, no new text from her, which is fine. The girl I like doesn't have to text me every day to make me satisfied. Like if she texts me once, that's already great enough. But yeah, I still really like her. I think, um, and I still need to tell her the truth. Um, I feel like the emerald necklace breaking is like sort of symbolic that she needs to move on. Please move on. I feel like, and I feel like she's really close to me as a friend. Like I don't think she has any feelings for me, and that's okay because we still have a long way. Um, but yeah, I think she's close to me in a friend's way. Um, yeah, and also like a lot of people like on Wednesday, at some point, Aaliyah, the black girl, wanted to hang a dress on one of the walls as part of a set dressing, and she's like scared to ask Leslie. She's like a little scared because Leslie's just gonna say no and be rude and be mean, and Aaliyah will feel bad. But I'm not fucking scared of Leslie, so I just walked up to Leslie and like tapped her on the shoulder with the script, and I told Leslie about the idea, and then Aaliyah was like, "Oh wow," and then Leslie followed up with the idea, and then Leslie said no at the end. But at some point she said yes again. So at some point it actually became a part of a set dressing. So that's really cool that I'm not afraid of her. I don't think a lot of people are truly afraid of her, but a lot of people see her as this mysterious Chinese girl who just runs around being powerful. You know, if I could score her, it would make me so freaking powerful. You would be shocked. But yeah, essentially that's that today. That's that. Also, I forgot to mention, Crystal said she's gonna buy a 4K In the Mood for Love Criterion as a birthday gift to Leslie. Damn. What a Chinese mom she is. What a mom. Also, what a gift. What a fucking gift. I want a Criterion for my birthday, even though I can't play it. That's why I'm buying a lens for myself, because I can use it at least. But holy shit, what a gift. Alright, it's 6:04 p.m. So I have some thoughts and things to talk about, right? So today my plan was to go to the Academy Museum to watch Pedicab Driver by Sammo Hung. And it's funny because yesterday during School Writing Club meeting, the black guy next to me, Aurelius is his name, he asked me what movie am I going to watch today, because I told everyone I'm going to watch a movie tomorrow. And I said Pedicab Driver by Sammo Hung. And he's like, Sammo Hung? Oh wow, I'm a huge fan of him. And I'm like, whoa, you're like the only person knows who he is. And he said he really likes Shaw Brothers films and Kung Fu films, and I was genuinely impressed. But anyways, I don't think I'm going. Because I look like shit. Even though I slept a lot today, I still feel tired. But also, Leslie yesterday said she's not sure if she's going to go or not. And when she says she's not sure, then there's a 90% chance it means no. Because Leslie's just that difficult of a person. And given that Leslie hadn't responded to me on WhatsApp at all, and she didn't even update me on my umbrella situation, I don't think Leslie's going. So there's no point. There's no point for me to force myself to eat maybe half a dinner, speed run cooking, and then take a bus for a whole fucking hour to go to the Academy Museum to watch one movie, and then spend a lot of money to Uber or Lyft back home. And then instead, I could have been at home here doing something more important, such as editing my Japan video, editing YouTube videos, finishing my college homework, doing Film 33 shit. So that's my plan. I don't think I'm gonna go out today. Maybe I'll go to Ralph's later because I'm running out of toilet paper again. Maybe not. Maybe I'm straight up not gonna leave my apartment at all. It's been a while since I've just stayed in my apartment the whole day. It's been, I think, more than a month since I've done that, honestly. But then tomorrow, I may have a chance to see Leslie again. Yeah, the thing is, I never really know how Leslie feels about me. Like, I think she just sees me as a close friend, but I wish we could go further than that, I wish we could go further than that. And I still have a feeling that, there are probably other close friends who are as close to her as I am, So yeah, there's that. Honestly, if I go to Ralph's now, it may be a little too late. Is it? Not actually. Actually, not really. Yeah, maybe I can go to Ralph's later. So there's that. Also, I DM'd Cliff because Cliff is, in his Film 32 right now. And I asked him about my umbrella. So Leslie, I don't even know if Leslie checked. Maybe she freaking forgot. Oh my god, Birkin's texting me. But I told Cliff about the umbrella. It's black. It's under, it's a black umbrella under the white table. And Cliff literally just went there and picked it up and took a photo. Yep, it's still there. Oh, Leslie just responded. Okay, that's my response. Okay, Leslie's just responded saying that she's still on set, on the Film 32 set for Friday. I'm not even fucking there. I'm here. But I'll go next Friday for sure. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, what was I gonna say? Yeah, Cliff found the umbrella. It's still freaking there. So Cliff is gonna keep it. Or whatever. Just give it to Leslie, give it to Drew. It's gonna be floating somewhere around CMD. I don't care. I'm gonna show up in CMD and the umbrella will magically come back to me. So there's that. Yeah, not much else. I don't know. Yeah, again, there are just more upsides to staying here than to like leave. Like all the Uber money, and the dinner situation, and I could just watch Pedicab Driver on my own laptop. It's not as fun, but not a huge difference anyways. Yeah, that's it. So I'm staying. I'm probably gonna go to Ralph's later, actually. Not a bad choice. Also, maybe I'll buy the Sigma lens like tonight. I feel like I've saved up so much money in the last 3 months because I really didn't eat outside all that much. Eating at every table for 3 weeks straight kind of helps because I just saved myself maybe 2 meals worth of money, which is not a lot. And by the way, it's the Sigma lens I'm going for. So I'm looking at eBay. I'm looking at these Sigma lenses, right? Look at this shit. $739.95 for a lens that originally cost $1,100. Something's going wrong, and condition is new. It says new here. I mean, if it's $700, it's probably pretty broken. It's pretty chipped up, and it says new, which is really weird. So it turns out the seller is a fraud. It's called 6th Avenue Electronics. It's a fucking fraud. I searched the company up a little bit on Google. Turns out it's not a really legit company, and they always send defected lenses. So gotta be careful, gotta be mindful. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the $930 price. Yeah, I don't know if it's a great choice because it's like $170 below its original price. Yeah, better than the 6th Avenue, which is scary. So yeah, I'm gonna probably buy that tonight. If I don't buy that tonight, I think I'll have to wait for a long time until I find another lens at a cheap price that is open box, not used, but the box is opened. But yeah, at least it's cheaper than the 16-35 that I got, which is a very good lens. But yeah, at least it's cheaper. All right, time now is 7:31. I have returned. This is what I got: some Greek yogurt, avocados, pollo asado, chicken, milk, and then chicken stock. And then after that, we got more toilet paper. Ooh, this is actually a different kind. Okay, and then Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yes. All right, so time now is 9:37 p.m. on yeah. I just finished dinner, which was kind of mediocre. Chicken drumsticks, penne pasta. I thought that was sliced cucumber. Turns out it's zucchini, which sucks, and then a little bit of a broccoli. It's very mid. Um, yeah, and then that's all for today. Your Birkin called me about the Sunday location scout as well as the Google Form thing, which I already announced. I announced the Google Form on Google Classroom twice. I announced it on Yamdo already. I announced it on Discord twice, and I announced it on Signal. And right now I have about 17 responses, but a bunch of them are repeats. So that's like 12 responses. So come on, what the fuck? Read your messages, please. Um. Anyways, yeah, not much else. Today's extremely chill. Again, I don't know why. Maybe it's because like for the last couple of weeks, so much is happening every single day that um, right now when nothing is happening to me, I just feel weird about it. Like something's off. That nothing's going on. Especially given that we are 20 days away from the first day of shoot for Ends and Means, it's like it's like I feel like I'm in the eye of a storm here, in the eye of a hurricane. It's just like a storm is about to hit, a storm just hit, and now I'm in between, and there's nothing going on. I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Um, yeah, but essentially there's that. I texted Leslie again. I don't know, like every time I text her today and yesterday, it was like, should I even say anything to her? Because I feel like it's like a Pepper thing now where I don't want to annoy her. I just feel like she sees me as a friend, but if I show up too much, if I constantly show up in her text so much, I don't have that mystique to me anymore. I don't have that mystery anymore, and I'm just less cool. As if I'm cool in the first place. But I think I should at least try to appeal to her. Um, and to do that, I want to look cool, but I'm never fucking cool. I'm just a fucking idiot guy. I'm never mysterious at all. And I just don't think Leslie would ever like me back romantically. I just look like a fucking idiot. Look at all my acne. Look at my helmet hair. It just looks awful. Like if a chunk of hair here and here are just shaved away, like I would look way better, but no, I look like a fucking helmet. Like there's a black semicircle. Like this is how I look like now. It's so fucking stupid. Um I'm gonna start wearing beanies to school. I look so awful. I just look terrible. Um, yeah, I just can't think of I don't know. And then Leslie texted me back. I asked her, okay, oh, so are you coming today? So around the time I made the decision that I'm not going to watch Pedicab Driver, I also texted her. So are you gonna come? And she said, no, I'm still on set for Friday Film 32, which I did not visit today. Um, and Leslie's like, yeah, and then I don't want to bother her anymore. But then I asked her again, how about tomorrow? Because last Saturday, Leslie hyped this up, and she was like, oh, you know, are you free next Saturday? We're gonna screen 2001: A Space Odyssey in CMD, and it's just gonna be us in the auditorium. And Drew's gonna come, Crystal's gonna come. Like yesterday, I spoke with Crystal, and Crystal's like, "Oh yeah, Leslie asked me if I can bring any Blu-rays over." Um, yeah. So I just texted Leslie about tomorrow, and she said, "Oh, at this point, I don't know. So as of now, I don't know." And then a little bit later, I guess in the middle of dinner, she texted me saying, "I just spoke to Drew. I guess tomorrow will be canceled." Because like obviously you can't just randomly play a movie in the auditorium. You need to like book permission and whatever, and it's complicated as hell. So it's not happening. So I'm not seeing Leslie tomorrow either. Now that sucks because tomorrow I won't have an excuse to go to CMD. I mean, of course, I want to go to CMD to pick up my umbrella and stuff. Um, but also, I just. This is one directional. I'm really, really realizing this, and that is, I really want to hang out with her, and then she doesn't care. I'm just a friend, which is great. Like, I was never friends with Mary, like aside from that little Form 1 part, but I was never friends with Mary. But at least I'm Leslie's friend now, and I'm closer to her than to your average person, which is fucking amazing. I'm blessed. But also, she doesn't really care that much about not hanging out with me. Like, if I go away in an instant, I doubt she'll have any feelings. Especially for someone like her, who can give zero shits about the society and the people around her. So, I just think it's impossible. I really, really believe that, like, the more I know Leslie, the more I believe that if I, like, confess to her or anything, she's just gonna look at me and go, what the fuck? Gross. And then just never talk to me again. Or at least the nicest thing she can say would be, okay, let's just be friends. And it's so ridiculous. And I know it's dawned on me before already, but once again, I'm reminded that two people falling in love with each other is like fucking impossible. For me to fall in love with a girl is like 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000 chance. And for her to fall in love with someone, maybe a lot less, maybe 1 in 1,000. So 1 in 1,000 times 1 in 1,000, that's like 1 in 10,000 chance. That's like ridiculous. That's basically zero. That's even worse than UCLA acceptance rate. Like, come on. It's just, I just can't imagine anyone loving me romantically. I just think it's impossible. I just think, me telling myself that I'm, growing exponentially. When I saw JT, who was the first girl I know, it's like, right off the bat, I'm like a baby, I'm like a child, I'm like an annoying dude, and JT doesn't like me right off the bat. The second girl I meet is Pepper, and Pepper likes me a bit more, even though I was kind of like dumb the first time she met me. She thought I was kind of unapproachable. But then as it goes along, we could talk a little more and a bit more, but at the end of the day, we're just kind of maybe friends. We don't even get along well. Our personalities kind of clash. And then the third girl, okay, I guess if we count Michelle in that, I would say that this is a great success in terms of friendship. But we just stay friends. And then with Leslie, it's just, I feel like we could go a step further. Like, we can be friends and we can be very close friends. So in a sense, it's almost like I'm having like it's like exponential. Like, my relationship with women is like exponential. It's like exponential growth. But then in reality, it's like I first fall in love with Mary, and then I fall in love with Leslie. And it's a huge jump between I can't even say hi to Mary, and now I can just randomly text Leslie, and she'll respond eventually. But still, that doesn't mean jack shit. I'm still a fucking loser. So, yeah, I just don't know. Part of me is beginning to think that I should just never tell Leslie that. But then I have to find out, like, we still barely know each other, I feel like. Like, I know a lot of her personality and she knows a lot of mine, but I want to know about her backstory. I feel like we had that one really intimate moment last Saturday, or last Friday, and then that's it. Like, we had that one really intimate moment, and she revealed a bit of her, like her backstory and the way she views love, and then we never talk about that shit again. And then it's like we just see each other and we're just like, hi, bye, let's watch a movie, never mind, let's watch a movie, never mind. Just that rinse, wash, repeat. So yeah, yeah, it's just kind of fucking sad. I don't know. I don't want to try to act mysterious because that's not the real me. Also, Carly's a lot more interesting than I think she is, probably. Because, like, she filled in the Google form and apparently she's taking antidepressants. And, you know, she's, for the food preferences, she said no grapefruit, and that's like a weird request. And then apparently antidepressants and grapefruits do not mix. Like, if you eat antidepressants and you eat grapefruits, you fucking die and explode or something. So it's interesting. Carly's an interesting fellow. But yeah. I really expected myself to go insane, like by the end of April to early May, because of all the film school admissions decisions and Film 33. But I guess that never happened to me. Like, I never went psycho. I never went insane. Like, the last time I had a strong suicidal urge was really when I lost the keys to the house, to the first house, and I saw the bed frame beside me, and for a moment I really wanted to just back up a little bit and aim my head against that metallic bed frame and just bang my head against it until my forehead bleed. That was it. And then for a whole year straight, it was just kind of fine. Of course, there's a sad period between April and May, but it wasn't as bad as that point. And also, like, at that point, I guess the worst I'd experienced was, like, no matter where I go, I feel bad. Like, no matter what happens to me, I'm just like, I just keep having these thoughts of, like, anger and sadness. That doesn't happen to me anymore. The one thing I do realize is, once Film 33 is over, once the semester is over, it's all fucking over for me. It's like the end of everything all over again. Like, the moment this college is done, I'm done. Like, my life here is done. Because most of my friends and most of my social life comes from this college. So once this college is done, I'm done. Like, I have to build everything from the ground up again. I have to meet all the new friends, all the connections all over again. Otherwise, it's just fucking over. Yeah, it's over. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, not much else. Not much else. I just feel like I thought I would be sad, but really right now I predict that after Film 33 I will be sad because it's like my life purpose is over all over again. It's like, what am I doing with my life? It's like that all over again. I feel like that's when the real sad part comes in. And it's going to be especially sad if the semester is over and I can't see or speak to Leslie anymore ever. And then that's it. And it's like Mary all over again. Like, I just do not see her ever. I just remember the time, like, on October 24th, 2019, I just cried because I couldn't even say happy birthday to Mary. And I will always remember this scene. And Natalie comes up to me and asks me, "Why are you crying?" And I said, "I'm not crying, I'm not crying, I'm not crying." The only part I try to act normal in front of Natalie is the time I'm actually emotionally in distress. Oh man, I haven't spoken to Natalie in such a long time. Maybe I should do that. But yeah, I'm probably not going to do anything tomorrow. I either stay at home the whole day or I do something stupid. Let's do something stupid. Like, let's go adventure somewhere far away. Yeah, let's go adventuring or something. I don't know. Alright, this is it, guys. I'm actually gonna buy it. I don't think I can wait any longer. Let's do it. 958, which is insanely expensive, but oh my god, are you serious? To be fair, if I buy it on Amazon, let's see how much does it cost on Amazon. So okay, with shipping and taxes is 1,046.93. Okay. Yeah, that's way worse. Yep, that's a bit worse. Alright, guys, let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it. Here we go. That's another fucking. How much of my rent is that? Oh my god. That's like, 2/3 of a month of rent. Alright, time now is 12:08 afternoon on May 6th. So yeah, I slept from 3:30 to 11:10, but I just like waited on my bed. Or 11:30, I guess. I don't know. So I don't know. I just don't really know how I feel lately. I I just don't really know how I feel lately. I just don't. Um I didn't have any significant dreams. I do remember bits of here and there, but not much. Um I wake up to not a lot of notifications. And then yeah, I just don't know anymore. Like, today's a Saturday, and I have nothing to do today. Today is gonna be even chiller than yesterday. I'm planning to stay at home the whole day, actually. I'm not gonna go out at all. I'm just gonna focus on editing my short film, editing my own reviews, my college videos. I'm gonna focus on college homework, which I've been dragging on about for like 4 days already because every single day for the last few days, I'm just too tired to finish them. Um, and if I have time, I want to practice drawing. I want to read Steel Ball Run manga. I just want to have some alone time by myself, some rest. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm in my pajamas right now, so I'm gonna do some exercise later. It's good that I can have 2 days in a row of waking up naturally. That's fucking awesome, by the way. But yeah, that's that. Uh, Also, I ordered the Sigma lens last night, which is crazy. And right before I ordered, I realized that Sigma 28 to 70 exists. And I don't know why, but prior to yesterday, I have no idea that Sigma 28 to 70 exists. And for a few minutes, for like 10 minutes, I struggled. I was like, okay, should I get the 28 to 70 or should I get the 24 to 70? It's similar focal range and also it's Sigma, so it's great. And it's like $200 apart, which is a huge difference. Turns out, I went online and I checked. Yeah, it turns out I went online and I checked, and actually, 28 to 70, while it's really good, um, it's more plasticky. The focus on the zoom ring is not as gripping, and it's just not as sharp, not as contrasty. But yeah, $200 for a little bit more focal length and a little sharper metallic lens, a little sharper images. So yeah, I actually made the order, and I'll be receiving it sometime next week. And now I'm afraid because the 6th Avenue electronic thing, 700 and something dollars for the lens, I thought it was kind of a fraud. But turns out that's 700 and something dollars for um 28 to 70. It's actually a reasonable price. Whereas 930 something bucks for an $1,100 lens is like $170 cheaper. So now I'm a little worried that I'm going to receive a terrible copy of the lens. Maybe I should have paid the full price. I don't know, but anyways, that's that. And it's unreturnable, so I'm going to be stuck with this lens anyways. And hopefully I take good care of it. Hopefully it's a great copy of lens, and hopefully it works out, Um. Anyways, I don't know. I don't want to be so certain about it because for the last few weeks I've been, teasing myself like, oh, why am I not sad? Why am I not mentally disturbed? And I feel like I've teased myself so much that I'm beginning to actually feel that way. Like I'm beginning to feel sad right now. And the main reason is Leslie. Yesterday I know Leslie hasn't said anything to me or whatever. Um but I just feel like she doesn't like me that much. I feel like I'm annoying her. I'm beginning to annoy her, and it's so easy to annoy someone like Leslie. Much easier than like with Pepper. Even though Pepper also dislikes a fair share of people, but it's so easy to annoy Leslie. And I just feel like if I am Leslie and I see this skinny guy with acne and facial hair zooming around like an idiot, talking dumb shit, I would be a little annoyed. And I wouldn't find him cool or mysterious by all means. And yesterday, of course, she couldn't go to the network on Thursday. She couldn't go to Pedicab Driver on Friday. And then today it's canceled, the screening, and not seeing her at all. And she didn't respond back to me on WhatsApp about my umbrella. She didn't respond back to me at all. It's just like, I feel like she's kind of tired of me. And the more I think of her, I like her a lot, but I just think like I have zero chance of her liking me back completely. I just feel like what I'm gonna do is I won't speak to her. So I'm doing exactly what I'm doing with Pepper. I'm just not gonna speak to Leslie for the next few days. Today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll probably go back to CMD, so I'll be seeing Leslie on Wednesday. But 4 days in a row, I'm not gonna speak to her. I also saw her Instagram story last night, and it's like a picture of a movie that she's watching, and I asked what movie is it. Turns out it's a music video by Jay Chou. On top of that, I don't want to make Instagram stories anymore. I don't want people to know that I exist. And that promise that she made, she said she's gonna buy me dinner. I doubt she'll uphold that promise because A, she's already fucking broke. B, she barely has time for anything. So she's not gonna have dinner with me, okay? She's not. It's fucking over, basically. It's gonna be like Mary all over again, where Mary already has someone else, and then I will want to confess to her, but I will keep not being able to do it, and then I will realize that time is up, and then my college life will be over, and I will still keep making excuses like, oh, maybe I can go back to CMD one day and see her and then tell her, and then I will never be able to do that. And then I will resort to like telling her through WhatsApp or something, and then at that point she won't do anything about it. That's what I predict. It's sad. Also, another sad thought is my life depends on CMD and Film 33 so much so that the moment this college life ends, I'm basically good as dead. Like, all of my social life right now, the entirety of my social life right now is, almost all of my social life right now surrounds CMD. So, location scouting, for Film 33, and then going to classes in CMD. That's it. That's the two main things I do. And of course I have a little bit outside of that. Like maybe I could hang out with Pepper and Potter, but what are the fucking chances? You know that amazing, awesome Hong Konger incident with JT, Pepper, Potter, and me? That shit will never happen again. JT still fucking thinks I'm stupid. Let's be honest here. And then, John L asking me for help. Yes, no, I don't know. Either way. Yeah. That's that. That's that. So yeah, I just feel like the end of the world is coming. I just feel like the end of the world is coming. Michelle isn't even responding to me. I don't know if she's busy or something, but Even her isn't responding to me. And I want to give myself the illusion that everyone hates me, but then Cliff also DM'd me last night, and you know, so it's. I have to say, no matter what happens to me, what I'm going through right now is way better than what I was going through like a few years ago. Like it's way better. Um, but yeah, I just feel like I'm at the end of my wits. Like if I had a reign, the reign of Enoch Law is nearing an end. You know. So yeah, yeah. All right. So it's 5:11 p.m. Just want to give a little update on how I feel. I don't feel great. My hair looks like a fucking teeth. Um, oh my god. I spent so after waking up, I did a little exercising and I spent a couple hours just feeling super sad. And again, it's like I have no reason to be sad because at least Cliff is DMing me. At least people are acknowledging my existence. I remembered how Tova said she's glad she met me, and Jonathan wants to use my face for an album cover, which is huge. And also, I'm the script writing club president. I'm a location manager in Film 33. Like, I got positions, I got power. But yet, a wave of sadness hit me today, this morning. I think it's just me realizing I was listening to a song. I forgot which song was it, but I was listening to a song and then I suddenly, oh yeah, it was Proto Martyr's Clandestine Time. And I suddenly thought that, I suddenly imagined myself, my life after this college. And it hit me really hard because I realized I will have nothing to do. I will have nowhere to go, nothing to do, no one to speak to, and I will have to. It's like everyone I know and love will die again, and I have to do everything. Like I have to acclimate to a new life all over again. And it's very scary. Suddenly, I just don't know what to do. I feel like a child all over again. It's like, what am I gonna do in 1.5 months when school ends? Only 1.5 months. School is going to end. College will end for me, and then there's nothing. Oh my god, my roommate, of course. But I just don't really know what to do. I just feel like it's futile, if I and Leslie somehow get together and then this college just ends, then what is it all for? I won't be seeing her. She won't be seeing me. She may as well forget about me. I may as well forget about her. And then again, like I feel like I'm also kind of affected by my own short film, because again, what Potter said to me, like the best relationship is no relationship. That's kind of true. Like honestly, if I get together with Leslie and we see each other every day and we talk and everything's nice and stuff, it's just going to be boring all over again. It's just going to be, well, not boring. I'll be very happy, but yeah, she'll somehow disappoint me, and I'll somehow disappoint myself, and everything will be disappointing. And honestly, if I stop speaking to Leslie at all from this day onward, and stop looking at her, stop thinking, just stop being around her, she's just going to be more and more attractive. It's the same way with Mary, and that is like, because I'm so far removed from Mary, the more I think about her, the more mysterious she gets. Like, I never really understand her. I never really know where she is. Never really know who she is. And that mystique is just so alluring and enchanting and beautiful. And it's way better than me actually knowing who Leslie is. So I feel like part of me just wants to just not speak to her ever again. just because it would feel nice. And this is different from Pepper. If I never speak to Pepper again, I truly don't care. Pepper's just your other Hong Konger girl. I mean, her profile picture is just her face. You know, everyone, any person whose Instagram profile picture is just their face is a red flag, because like, why? Why would you do that? Then this reminds me of how, you know, when at the end of Wednesday's Film 32, and the two, you know, we say goodbye to the two actresses. I was gonna ask for their Instagram, and then I hesitated. I was like, should I do that? You know, if nobody else does that and I do that, it's like silly. But no, before I did that, the Mandarin speaking girl asked Leslie for her WhatsApp, and then asked me. So I'm like, oh, you know, I was just about to ask. So we exchanged WhatsApp, and turns out, and then Leslie was like, oh, his profile picture, like referring to me, his profile picture is black and white, just like mine. And I just thought that's a very sweet statement, like, oh, we're both, you know, we both got black and white profile pictures, which doesn't mean anything, but like, it's just so cool. He almost says it as in like, oh, we're both sad people, but like, that's not true. You know, anyone can have a black and white profile picture. It really means nothing. But that's that. But honestly, I kind of don't want to speak to Leslie ever again, because I just love her so much. And it's different from Pepper again. It's like I'm already into her, and now that I don't speak to her, that mystique will stay, and that's all that matters, you know. Yeah, the truth is, I feel like I will never be able to get close to her because she's always busy doing something, and I'm supposed to be busy. I don't know. But I never really will get a chance to really sit down and talk to her about what I think, my worldviews, and she'll never be able to do the same either. Like, I want to know what she thinks about life and death and everything. And I sort of already know a little bit, but I just don't know enough. So yeah, that's that. I look awful. But yeah, I spent a bulk of today not doing anything. Just listening to music, really jamming out, listening to Algiers Black Eunuch, and just really like, just jamming out. I remember like back in 2017, 2018, I would just put on my earphones, and then I would just plug it onto my phone, and I would just listen to music and just dance in my room for about half an hour. Almost every single night. Like, I have a music session, and I would just do that. And I don't do that kind of shit anymore. And I just feel like I should just let myself go and just vibe with the music. Yeah, I also imagine, like, back in the secondary school days, it's way worse than how I am now. Like, people don't even speak to me. People hang out, and then I talk to them about it, and they're like, oh yeah, we hung out, this happened and that happened. Oh, I forgot to invite you. Oh, sorry, maybe next time. And then next time never comes. And then like, things would happen, and I wouldn't be there, and I would always feel left out, and people would say things, oh, did you know who and who are together? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. Because I'm so out of the loop, and I just feel so like excluded and everything. And then there's me now, who is sort of into the loop, you know. Also, Cliff gave Leslie my umbrella, so it's gonna show up. It's gonna turn up at some point. I don't really care. Yeah. Yeah. That's that. Really don't know what to do. All right. Time now is 11:36 p.m. Nothing happened today. I can't believe I'm saying this, but nothing all that crazy happened today. It's been a while since I've had such quiet and peace, honestly, and it doesn't feel that great actually. But it's good. It's healthy to have a little peace and quiet once in a while. I spend most of the afternoon just working on stuff. Like, I watched 2 episodes of Beef. I haven't done college homework yet. Shit. Just realized that. I watched a couple episodes of Beef. I watched, I just, what else did I do? I filmed and edited a couple videos. It's pretty solid. And then I was gonna have dinner at around. I had a good afternoon tea, a double chocolate chip cookie, and a cup of hot chocolate, which is really nice. I treated myself today, definitely. And then I was gonna have dinner around 8 something p.m. And then before dinner, I had a stomachache, so I went to the bathroom. And then immediately after that, I went out and cooked dinner. And halfway through dinner, I had stomachaches again. I think it's been a long, long time since I've had 2 consecutive stomach aches and I have to go to the bathroom consecutively. So once again, I went to the bathroom. It's just something's wrong with my belly. I don't know if I've eaten anything wrong or is it like stomach flu or anything like that. But holy shit. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe it's the beef bits, because that box of beef, chopped up beef, has been sitting in my fridge for like 5 days and it's gotten bad. Like, a lot of the beef are decolorized and it smells a little sour. It's rotten, it's deoxygenated and a little rotten. But, which sounds awful, right? Like, back in Hong Kong, I would never even get close to that rotten beef. But in the world of LA, I eat whatever there is. And it's not the first time I've had rotten beef. A while ago, I made gyudon out of rotten beef, which doesn't taste that great. But given how long I've cooked it, it was actually fine, and I didn't have any stomach aches afterwards. So I did it again, and honestly, it tastes fine. I even fried that beef. I cooked that beef. I made sure it's so overcooked, it's crispy, and then I laced sugar, salt, chicken powder, oyster sauce, soy sauce, corn flour all over it, and made the sauce very saucy and thick. And I had carrots and chopped up carrots and chopped up zucchini with garlic fried all over. It actually tastes pretty great. Honestly, I don't think it's the rotten beef. I think the beef is fine. Because there's no way that 20 minutes into eating that beef, I'm immediately getting cramps. It's just not long enough of a time. I think it could be the bok choy I ate in the afternoon for lunch with the shrimp noodles, and I also had char siu bao steamed. Maybe the char siu bao is too old, it's expired. I don't know, but maybe it's the bok choy because it's like the edges of the leaves. A good chunk of the bok choy leaves are like rotten and turned into mushy brown, as if it's moldy, or maybe like a worm ate through it. But it was already like that when I bought it, and I washed it thoroughly and I cut away those parts. And then there's also the sausage buns, which are growing mold already. It's the beginning, and I could just throw them all away, but I don't want to, so I just use a knife to cut them off, and I'm keeping the rest in the fridge. So yeah, all of my foods are either expired or rotten or moldy or eaten by worms, infested, whatever, and I still eat them all. I'm living life on the edge. Like, it's rare if a piece of food goes in my mouth that is actually safe. It's actually rare. So whenever I get stomach aches, I have no idea why or where is the source. It could literally be anything. It could be the milk from this morning. It's fresh milk, which is great, but maybe I'm just lactose intolerant this morning. I don't know. But there are so many factors. But yes, other than that, not much else. Didn't speak to Michelle at all. Didn't speak to Leslie at all. I barely spoke with anyone. I think I DM'd Cliff a little bit. Spoke with Birkin a little bit. Spoke with Skylar a little bit because we're going to her backyard tomorrow. Yeah, that's all. I'm going to eat a pear later or something like that. So, oh, Birkin's texting me. Yeah, I don't know. I just keep thinking of Leslie and how much we just compliment each other. Like, I just want to tell Leslie all my personal shit, and I want her to tell me all her personal shit. And it's like, I wonder how would she feel about me, and I wonder how I would feel about her. Like, I'm genuinely curious. Except every time I speak to Leslie, it's like we got no time for that. It's like we never have time for that. I don't know, man. I really want to speak to her. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, a little bit of rest is needed. Also, I'm actually thinking of shaving a little bit of my eyebrows. I'm not that emotionally distressed right now to shave my own eyebrows, but if this sadness persists in the next few days, I might as well shave a little bit right here. I don't have to be sad to do that. Like, I can just be bored and do that. Yeah, we'll see. But I feel like if I see Leslie next time and I decide not to tell her what I wanted to tell her, um, then I guess there's like an element of surprise. I don't even know how Leslie will react, but I want Leslie to know that I'm just as unpredictable as she is. But the fact that I'm planning all of this out also means I'm not unpredictable. It's just that I have such a different approach to the way I live and the way I do things than Leslie does. She made a couple Instagram stories today. One where she took a photo of like a wall of cigarette packets in a convenience store or something. I'm just like God damn, she's only 18. I mean, she's only 18. She's 18. That's like, she's mature. She's an adult now. But she's like 2 years younger than me. It's just like, damn. I don't know. I really don't know. I really, really don't know. Another thing I actually want to talk about is, earlier today I was worried that I bought the Sigma lens in such a haste yesterday that I didn't consider many other things. Like, my mom's really worried. I texted my mom last night about it, and she's like, "Are you sure about that?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm sure." But really, how am I sure? The seller has 85% positive response. That's lower than normal. Apparently, normally it should be 90% or above. And then this seller also doesn't sell other lenses, so he or she doesn't know about lenses that much. And also, the description of this item isn't that much in detail. Like, it says open box, so theoretically, like, nothing has changed. But then for some reason, I think in the description it says, or somebody says that, oh, he took out to take a few photos, and then put it back. Then that's not open box. Then it's already used technically. So does that mean there are dust or fungus issues? Does this mean the lens is a bad copy? I really don't know. I guess I'll have to try. But yeah. The thing is, I can return it. It's no return, but I can give it back to eBay or whatever and get my money back, theoretically. But I guess I'll just have to trust. I'll just have to trust this person that this lens is okay. I just really, really have to trust it. I'll have to check for any scratches, any barrel damage, weather sealing damage, any fungus. That's the biggest issue. And also if it's a bad copy or not. Like, how's the autofocus? How's the chromatic aberration, the distortion, the connecting points, the contact points? That's also really important. But yeah, there's that. And again, yeah, back to Leslie. I don't know. I really don't know. I really, really need to think on this one. Also, my laptop crashed like 4 times today. It overheated and crashed like 4 times. Holy shit. But yeah. I don't know. if I can have a set time where I can like confess to her, it would be mid-May. But honestly, at this point, I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't even confess to her at all. Maybe I should just leave it as it is. I really don't know. I guess it depends on how it goes. Like next time we meet, or the next time we actually speak to each other on WhatsApp, like for real, instead of like small talk. Or next time we call, hopefully we get to phone call each other. Um, I don't know. But I think again, like to be cynical and negative about this, I would say that even if I don't end up together with her, which is like big chance, I feel like what I have right now is already fantastic. Like I've spoken to her, she acknowledges my existence, she asked for my help for her Film 32 scene. She's kicked me and punched me for fun. I think if Mary had done the same, I would feel blessed. I would feel so freaking blessed. So honestly, if it all ends right now, if Leslie just disappears right now, it would be a shame and I would be sad, but also I should be grateful. So that's that. This is actually the first time in the history of me living in the US where I actually buy a pear and eat it. Oh, so tough. Alright, time now is 10:15 a.m. on May 7th. I slept from 3:45 to 9:45. And I went to re-sleep a little bit. Um so yeah, I'm once again tired, and once again I will be on a streak of not waking up naturally, which is great. Um yeah, I didn't I ended up watching half a movie last night instead of a whole movie. I ended up not having the time to edit my short film at all. I did finish one college homework, which is really nice and impressive. I'm happy I did that. Um, yeah. Also, my chest is sore after yesterday's workout, so it worked. It worked out. And I did write a couple more scenes in The Virgin, and I am like just a little bit away. Just a tiny bit away. I just need to write a couple more lines, a couple more sentences, and then I'm done with The Virgin. And then I'm so fucking done with it. Um, so yeah, that's that. That's great news. Um, yeah. So today, we're going location scouting. At around 11:30, I will head out. I will arrive at CMD to meet up with Berkan and Professor Cuchillo, and then the three of us will join. Um, we'll go to Mar Vista Farmers Market at first. Hopefully, Carly will be there, and then the four of us will go to Skylar's backyard. It's very minimal. Benny won't be there. Zach won't be there. Red won't be there. It's going to be a very tiny thing, and then we're going to go back, and then hopefully at around 3 p.m. I'll come back here to have lunch, and I don't even know what to eat at this point. But yeah, I'll come back here, and then hopefully for the rest of the afternoon I'm free to do my own things. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I really don't know what to do with Leslie. I had a very interesting dream. I think I was dreaming the entire sleep. Like I never went into deep sleep. I dreamt about being in There Will Be Blood, like a VR game, but I'm in There Will Be Blood, and there's a secret movie ending, and I went up to the sky, and I was on top of the ocean, and then suddenly I'm plunged into the streets, and then there are like insane people, and I have to shoot people while running away. It's pretty intense. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't freaking know. Fuck. Yeah, hopefully I get to finish the short film, finish editing the short film. I'm like a couple scenes away. If I really put my mind to it, I think I can finish editing the visual aspect of the film tonight. But that is if I really, really put my mind to it. And then tomorrow I'll try to color it with Cliff, you know. Yeah. Yep, that's pretty much it. I also really need to fix this fucking storage space issue. I just get less and less storage space every time I turn on my phone. I have like 30 something minutes left, I think. Which is so fucking stupid. I think I have 31 minutes left. Right now I have 20 minutes left, but if I clear up everything, I will have 31 minutes. So that's stupid. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I really don't know what to do with Leslie. Just, I don't know how, like, why I did so well with Michelle. Like, we ended up almost talking every single day. And then for Leslie, it's, like, impossible. It's like she's too busy to have a conversation with. It's just, like, impossible. I just don't know why. God damn it. God damn it. It would be way better if I'm aromantic and I embrace that I'm aromantic instead of actually falling in love with this girl. And it's such a breakthrough for me too, because I always thought of like I'll only love other Hong Kongers, but you know, I ended up liking a Chinese girl, which is so fucked up, right? Also, a couple of days ago, this woman who apparently is from the same secondary school as Peppers and is studying USC film, probably one of the few Hong Kongers who is studying USC film right now, followed me on Instagram. So that's pretty cool. So if I do end up going to USC and then this girl like, oh, you're a Hong Konger too, can I get your Instagram? And then turns out we already follow each other. It's gonna be so funny. Turns out we're all somehow connected, you know? Yeah, that's it. Fucking.
So that always fascinates me. Actors are winning. No, but it's a play. They're winning. Rehearsal. So look, the sign is probably only Santa Barbara County. That's good. That doesn't mean we're far.
Actually pretty good.
The matcha teas came from?
That was a coffee shop right by the farmer's market.
Actually, currently we have different areas. We have Party Cookie, we have this tree over here, here by the gardens, there are the water fountains.
I've never.
At my elementary school, there was this huge bee swarm that was just
this
so
location is bees.
like thick,
Uh-huh.
and you know maybe it's like it was even thicker.
There's more boggier parts over there in the far right corners. So that's where all the water is. This is the main just trail path that leads into like the poppy fields and stuff. This section over here is the most heavily wooded. So this has the most trees on this side of the park.
This?
Yeah, this is gonna be the most heavily wooded. Saeed place around the corner too. It's great. Love it eats. We could go to King's Hawaii.
Yeah, no civilization there, right? I mean, as of now, probably not.
But there is water.
Okay.
It's 6:19 p.m. I made myself a cheese turkey breast cucumber sandwich for lunch, and I'm gonna go out to Nija Market later. Alright, time now is 1:03 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm so fucking tired. I have no will to do anything at all right now. I literally have no will to do anything at all. Yeah, so let's talk about today. So this morning started off with me moseying around a little bit, eating some simple breakfast, filming a review, and then I realized that I don't have enough time. I'm supposed to arrive at CMD at 12 so that Berkan would drive me and Professor Cuccio for location scouting. Yeah, I realized I don't have enough time at all. After I finished the review, it's already 11:40 and I still haven't had lunch. So I didn't know what to do. I went to the transit app, and as it turns out, I have to wait 20 fucking minutes for the next bus. So Berkan was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick you up. He called me, and I was like, oh, is Cuccio there? And he's like, yeah, he's literally right beside me. So I dressed up, and at around 11:50 something, I was outside of my apartment, and Berkan picked me up in his car with Cuccio at the shotgun seat. So thus begin our adventures. We went back to CMD to pick up Carly, and it's pretty interesting. I don't know why, but like after learning that, I feel like after learning that she takes antidepressants, like I feel like I'm beginning to see her in a new light. But anyways, we traveled to Mar Vista Farmers Market. And I had my hopes very low. It's like the stupid farmer's market that's probably like one street long, and it's kind of stupid, and it's like, bruh, But it's whatever, who cares? And then we arrived there, and holy crap, this is the most bustling, hustling farmer's market I've ever seen. It's a few streets long. It's like a whole festival. There's music playing, there's dancing. It's so full of energy. It's actually amazing. Like, what the heck is happening? We went around, and it's also really funny that it's almost like, so Berkan is one of the big people of the class. He's a producer. Carly's the director with Kuchio here, and then there's me. Like, what the hell am I doing among these three? Like, they're probably the most powerful people in the class. And then there's me, who's like a fucking idiot, just strolling around in my goofy light blue jacket. But yeah, we found the stall that Benny spoke to. It's called John Givens, and we didn't approach it. Kuchio was like, "Hey, don't approach them. Just act casual." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." and then we decided to walk around. So we didn't approach them at the end. We decided to walk around, and we stumbled upon another stall called Glorious Fruit and Vegetables, and called Glorious Fruit and Vegetables. And then Kuchio saw it, and he was like, "Oh, I think my wife is friends with this Gloria person." So we were there for like a long time, like 15 minutes. And then Kuchio just walks up to the woman and just speak to her in Spanish, and then talk to her about it. Me and Berkan, we just walked around, and there's this weird yogurt thing, like this thing, and Berkan gave a small cup to me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna try it." So I tried a little bit of it. It's not bad. It's like this probiotic thing. Like, I don't want to eat fungus or virus or anything like that. Nah, I don't even know anymore. Yeah, it was really nice. It's also weird that it's almost like in these location scouts, it's almost like Kuchio is one of us now. Kuchio is one of the students, which is so weird. Like, he is absolute power. And he also jokes around. Like, Kuchio also jokes around. Carly said she wants coffee like multiple times, and Berkan was like, "Oh yeah, lately I've been having this caffeine, this crave for caffeine. I don't know why." And I wouldn't mind drinking some coffee too, early in the morning. So we all got coffee. We went to this cafe that we went to a few weeks ago with Benny, where I got a cup of iced mocha, Carly got a matcha. I think Kuchio got a black coffee, or like espresso or something, like iced black coffee, and then I think Berkan got something like an iced coffee, iced latte actually. And then we all drank it in the car, and we're very merry. But yeah, we spoke with the Gloria person, and then we spoke with the manager of the farmer's market, and everyone's happy, and we're all set. So if Kuchio is happy with this location, this is it. This is fucking it. We got the location. It's chosen. So there's that. And then yeah, on the car we just talked and chatted a bit here and there. We talked about like just stuff like damn, I'm so tired. We just talked about what did we even talk about? Just like normal stuff. Just like I don't know, something funny. Something that's not that edgy, because Kuchio is right here, but then also cool things. Like, I actually forgot what we talked about. But it's weird. Like, Kuchio would make jokes, and I know professors are human beings too and all that shit, but like, it's just so weird seeing Kuchio like this. Like, what's happening? Like, yeah, and then anyways, we went to Torrance, and we were like half an hour late, but it's okay. Skylar's there. We parked our car, we went to Skylar's house, and it's not bad. The backyard is actually really spacey and really nice. Kuchio likes it, so I guess that's a yes. And then we went to yeah, and it was sort of a nice place. There are these Buddha statues in the house. Yeah, anyways, and then Skylar and Thomas showed up, right? Thomas showed up out of nowhere, and then Skylar sat in Thomas's Tesla as as me, Berkan, Carly, and Kuchio started going to these other places. So we followed Thomas, who is guided by Skylar, who takes us to the Madrona Marsh Nature Preserves. We couldn't go in because it's closed, even though it's a Sunday, but it's really good looking. Also has coyotes and virally infected mosquitoes, which is scary, but other than that, it looks like a really good spot. And then aside from that, we went to the Magana Cove, which is all the way down south in Paso Verde. And I've never been this south in LA before. It's really, really down south to this foresty area, and I didn't expect myself to trek into such a foresty area, but it's so full of woods and flowers, and my jacket and my pants are all like tangled up, and I don't really like it, but it's whatever. At some point I had to cross over a log to reach the other side, like over a stream, and I was so scared that I was gonna fall. And then at some point I had to cross a small stream, and Kuchio and Carly's in front of me, and Kuchio laid a small wood log over the stream so that Carly could cross. And then Carly just like accidentally stepped into the water, and then I tried to hop onto the log like real fast, and then I lost my balance and my entire left foot splashed into the water. Hopefully it was just a quick dip, so it wasn't completely wet, but it's kind of annoying. Yeah, again, Kuchio is just joking here and there. He's just like, aha, this is definitely the spot where the character dies and then the character comes back, plot twist, haha. Like, he even makes fun of the story. Like, I know, again, like, I know professors are human beings too, but like, what is this? And then after that, Skylar basically goes back home, and then we took this 1 hour long trip all the way from Torrance to freaking East LA, and Carly was like asleep the whole time. I tried to fall asleep, I couldn't. Instead, Leslie texted me, whoa, holy shit. Yeah, so Kuchio called up this church. Kuchio called his friend, and then his friend suggested this church, this tiny church in East LA called Our Lady of Soledad. And we actually went there, even though it's not even open. We went there just to take a look, and then Kuchio likes it, so I guess that's it. Yeah, essentially there's that. And then afterwards we chatted a little bit. We had a pretty good conversation on the car on the way back about like culture and stuff, because like Berkan talked about how he had to find other Turks when he was in high school in the USA, and how his brother held up his family and he wants to do the same. He wants to provide for the family. And then Carly talked about his own like heritage and like how his great grandmother doesn't speak any English. She speaks Japanese, but she's also born in Seattle, but then all the culture is lost because she's like 5th generation Japanese. Kuchio also introduced us to the Gloria, to the Mexican woman, as there's a Japonesa, there's a Turkish, and then he's like, where are you from again? And I'm like, I'm from Hong Kong. And he's like, oh, de todo el mundo, like from all over the world. And then I got a little personal too. I talked about how, back in Hong Kong, you get a black mark if your hair is not black enough and stuff like that. And also I talked about how, I found heritage very interesting, and also Carly's friend told her that she thought people in LA don't smile enough. And then I said, what? It's like the opposite. Like I thought everyone in LA smiles too much, and Carla's like, really? And so yeah, it's pretty weird. It's pretty freaking weird that all of this is set to Kuchio. Also, Kuchio's fucking pissed at Betsy. Like, Baracon was like, so how much money did Film Club get from AS? 38,000? And I'm like, what? 38,000? And then Baracon just asked Kuchio, like, are you happy about it? And Kuchio's like, well. And Baracon was like, well, if you're not happy about it, just say it. And Kuchio was like, yeah, I'm not that happy about it. I really don't know, like, what are they going to do with such amount of money? So yeah, it's pretty wild. Anyways, we didn't eat food at all. Skylar suggested a sandwich place, but we never went there. So I was super freaking hungry. So at around 6 p.m., I came back home and I made myself lunch, which is a quick turkey breast sandwich thing. And then I thought I should go to Nijo Market because I don't have anything to eat. Like, I have a lot of meat, of course, but like I just don't feel like eating. I just don't feel like cooking. I don't feel like eating the food that I already have, so I just wanted to go to the Nijo Market to buy some sushi, preferably spicy tuna sushi. I have a craving for that suddenly. So I changed my clothes again and I went out, and it's kind of like frustrating because I don't want to go out again, but it's whatever. I get to listen to some music at least. So I went out and I listened to music and I went to Nijo Market and all the spicy tuna sushi is gone. So I was literally there for one thing and it's gone. So I like, fuck it. So I just put down the basket, grabbed my plastic bag, and then just walked back. I didn't buy anything. Besides, I've spent enough money in the last few days already. Like, I don't need to, spend more money. So I just walked back home. I finished watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And then at around 9 something p.m., I made myself dinner with chicken, pollo asado, with penne pasta, and I seriously don't have enough vegetables. I ate some bok choy. I suspect that my bok choy is like infected with fungus or something, or like infected with something. Like maybe that's why I got stomachache. And I ate a little bit of it today and I threw away the rest. So if I get stomachache later, you know why. I had yogurt. I had plain yogurt with that chicken breast. I know like in a wrap it tastes great, but like just by itself is so fucking weird. And then I had a fried egg. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So Leslie texted me, which is surprising. I thought like if I and Leslie don't talk at all, we just won't talk until we see each other again on Wednesday. But no, Leslie randomly texted me, which is really heartwarming and really brings me a bit of joy. And she basically asked me like, hey, let me pull up what did she say again? She was basically like oh, hey, do you know Ariel? Ariel will be second AC, right? Yeah, I know Ariel. I am part of the reason why she's in this class, PAing. And I'm like, yeah, she'll be second AC. And then she asked me for a final crew list, and I'm like, yeah, well, I guess 90% of the crew positions are already set. So I and her talked about it, and I showed her some photos from my location scout, and it's really nice. And then she talked about how she just watched like The Vanishing, and she found it very disappointing because it's very boring and slow paced for her for some reason. Like, I thought she likes this kind of movie. I haven't seen The Vanishing. And then she talked about how she watched Apocalypse Now. And then it just went on, and it was kind of nice. And suddenly I don't feel sad anymore. In fact, yesterday morning I was kind of sad and disturbed a little bit, but today that feeling is just completely gone again. Like when I'm on the location scout, I feel important because I'm with important people and they treat me with importance. So I feel important. I don't feel left out. And it was a genuinely chill location scout. And then yeah, again, the girl I like is talking to me. Like, there's nothing sad about the situation, honestly. And even though after the location out, I was tired and I wasn't really like in the mood to do anything, but I still feel fine, you know. Um, but something's just weird. Like, I just feel like I want to I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I've lost the ability to feel super sad and angry about things. You know, I've lost my edge. You know, that's something I've been feeling lately. And so I feel like one of the biggest ways to go back to that mindset was to read my previous text. So while I was having dinner, I started looking at the previous chat messages I had with Natalie from back in 2017 and 2018, and holy fuck, our messages are absolutely unhinged. Like, I would send her photos of, like, whenever I get injured, I would send photos of my injury to Natalie. And then Natalie would send memes to me. I would send memes to her. And then she would send photos of her wrist slits to me. And then I would send, like, math homework to her. And then she would send me like a some music or something. Like, it's just so all over the place, and the things we talk about are so unhinged. Like, I immediately went back to the time she told me about the blowjob incident, which still haunts me to this day, just so that I could get the vibe. And I was like, while I was eating food, I was like, fuck. Because when she talked about the blowjob incident, I tried my very best to act as if that's like a normal thing, as if what she's telling me is just an average Tuesday, and I joked around it, and, you know, oh, you know, so, you know, after, you know, he came, like, you didn't do anything, and, oh, that's a little sad, haha, I wish, you know, oh, ha ha ha, oh, and then, like, you know, how does it taste, did you swallow it, and it's just like, in my head, I'm like, I must be dying. And then a week after that conversation, I told Natalie, like, I just can't do it. Like, I was doing my fucking Chinese exam, and then I would suddenly think of the blowjob, and then I would just, like, not be able to think of anything else, and I just want to die. And I told Natalie, you know what? Just, I give you this point. You fucking win. You win. You've won this game. I've lost, and I've given up. I want to just die. Not because I hate myself, but I want to spare myself of this misery. And another thing is, I wasn't even that suicidal. I think part of what makes school life so miserable for me back then was that Natalie's sadness really rubbed off on me, because so many times Natalie would spam and randomly out of nowhere would spam like, what is this feeling? I'm feeling anger, I'm feeling hatred, I want to kill someone, I want to kill myself, blah 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 blah. And I would just be like, calm down. Like, I'm the normal one, actually. Like, like, nowadays I have this illusion that I was crazy, but actually, even back in 2017, I wasn't crazy. Not really. I was calm and collected most of the time, but then I would also say these quirky, edgy things from time to time. But I just feel like, I mean, I also get sad, and I would also randomly text Natalie, like, oh, I'm sad, I feel hopeless, I feel empty, I want to rewind time. But then Natalie would respond with something even edgier, like, you know, you're being selfish, you don't understand, why aren't you responding to me? And I would just not respond to her. And then now I'm looking back, I'm like, what? I didn't respond to Natalie? And I thought that was okay? Like, wow, I was actually kind of mean and cold-blooded in a way. It's really weird. Like, I almost don't even recognize myself in my own text messages back in 2017. So it's so fucking interesting. And then that was when Leslie continued to text me back. Like, I wanted to talk to Leslie about, you know, cooler things and let her in on secrets of Film 33. And I asked her if she's going to show up every single day for our Ends and Mean shoot. And she says she wants to, but she thought Kuchio dislikes her. And I was going to say something really rash and say, oh, it's funny because yesterday I thought you disliked me. And then I thought to myself for a little while, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. So I immediately deleted, like, unsent that text. And then she saw it, and she's like, what? And I'm like, oh, no, it's just like, I always think people dislike me all the time. So I don't know, it's just like talking to people is different nowadays. It's like it's okay for me to be really edgy and personal with someone back in the day, but nowadays it's just there's this courtesy, there's this need to sound normal and make sense and function in society. It's just like there's no fun in that anymore. And also, like, I don't get to feel pain a lot nowadays. Like, back in the day, I played basketball and I just keep thinking about dying. But now I don't even have to play basketball because nobody asked me to play basketball. Fuck. I love filmmaking and I'm doing what I love. So I don't get to feel sad. That's as simple as that.